back, poets. It's March Madness, and we're here for another Anchor episode. I'm one of your anchors, Alexandra Sanchez.
And I'm Tejada. Our feature this month is on AOKP, a club that is more than just a club, but a lifestyle. Let's take it to Jamie to find out more.
Jamie?
I'm here with Sean O'Leary. Sean, can you tell us a little bit about AOKP?
Sure. We started about 35 years ago on Whittier College by a group of people who have done this kind of event before. They came in from different areas and they decided to put this club together. AOKP is what's known as a LARP, a live action role play, where each member slowly develops and builds up an alternate personality. And the world is called Warwick. It's the kingdom that we live in, and basically if it would work in Lord of the Rings or World of Warcraft or something like that, it probably would exist in our universe that we made.
How many active members are involved in AOKP?
I would say as far as student members, we have about 20 active members. As far as alumni go, that number fluctuates from 30 to 35.
How does AOKP relate and not relate to other clubs and groups on campus?
I feel like in this one it encourages you to explore aspects of yourself that you've never really explored before. We have knighthoods and druidhoods that you can pursue in cooking, singing, poetry, fighting. It really helps you recapture that simple childhood pleasure of playing pretend, and doesn't tell you that no, you're an adult, you're too mature for that. It's similar to other groups because we do encourage people to almost become a family, to make a connection with people in the group. We're the people that if you need help or if you need someone there, that you now have a whole group of friends that are going to be there and have your back. We do have a learning period where people join and slowly learn how to be part of the group and the club. They're given mentors that they're able to connect with on a one-on-one basis and learn how to play the game and learn how to develop their characters and personalities in the club.
What role do you play as a part of AOKP?
Well, in the normal real world, which we call out of matrix, out of storyline, I'm the vice president of the club. In storyline, I play what's known as the seneschal. He's basically the knight or high-ranking member who takes in new members and basically teaches them how to live as nobles and as adventurers in this universe.
Where does the fighting of AOKP take place?
On Sundays, we have what's known as fighter practice, usually around 3 o'clock in the afternoon to about 4 o'clock. Sometimes we start a little bit earlier if we're doing special games, right out by Hoover parking lot in front of the library. On Thursday nights, we do our fighting usually around 10:30, 11 at night by the upper quad.
Well, poets, it's never too early to start prepping for the real world. The Career Center offers services and hosts events such as Polish with a Professional. Jordan Robledo, our very own QCTV reporter, went out to see how business students dined with the Whittier alumni.
Ever wondered how to act, dress, and interact in a business setting? QCTV takes a look at Polish with a Professional. So Linda, can you give us a little explanation on Polish with a Professional, the objectives you want the students to learn about?
Sure. I've been doing this for a few years. Actually, this is our third year here at Tejada. They're very gracious to host this so we can have a real dining experience for the students. A lot of times our dining in California is pretty casual, and yet ever so often you'll have an event where you really have to have your skills down, and my goal is to really have students feel very comfortable.
You know, after tonight, what do you want to walk away from this event?
A wider perspective, a more realistic perspective, because once again, in the working world, that's how things are. So a realistic perspective into the working world is all I want.
What are you looking forward to learning tonight?
Well, I definitely see this as a great opportunity to network with leaders of our community, especially alumni of Whittier College. This would be a great opportunity for that.
This is Jordan Robledo for QCTV.
And now for a new segment, the ASWC Senate Update. Let's take it to Tori to give you poets an update on what Senate has been doing recently and their future plans for the student body. Tori?
Hi, I'm Tori Esker, your ASWC Secretary, here to give you an update on Senate. The ASWC committees this year are Admin Committee, which meets Wednesdays at 2:30 p.m. in the Senate office. The chair is Patrick Norton, and with this committee, he's working on the transparency between faculty and students. And next we have is the Budget Committee, which meets Mondays at 4:30 p.m. in the Senate office. And the chair of this is Greg Carlson, and they're in charge of funding all the funding requests for all the societies and people who come to our Senate meetings to ask for funds. And then there's the Election Committee, which meets Tuesdays at 8 p.m. in the Senate office. I'm the chairperson for that, and we just recently got a bunch of new senators that sit on the table, student body reps, Turner reps, ball reps, to voice the students' opinions and questions here on campus. Next we have Campus Relations Committee, which meets Fridays at 3:30 in the Senate office. The chairperson for this is Robert Oliver, and he's in charge of publicizing Senate and making sure the student body knows what Senate is doing. So he's in charge of posting the Senate minutes all around campus and getting out newsletters to the student body. Program Board meets Mondays at 5:30 in the LEAP office, and this chair is Monica Garcia. Right now, she's busy planning Loomies, which will take place on Saturday at the Grammy Museum. And future events will be taking place the rest of the semester through Program Board. So if you're interested in running any of those things, be sure to attend Program Board meetings. Advocacy Committee is Tuesdays at 6 p.m. in the Senate office, and the chair for this is John Alioto. They're in charge of basically working on the Constitution and making sure that the students' voices are heard, working on the Student Bill of Rights and such. So make sure you join that committee. And then there's Student Feedback Committee, which meets Mondays at 5 p.m. in the Senate office. The chair for that is Diana Solis, and they're in charge of posting comment boxes up at all the dorms to make sure that students' voices are getting back within like Senate and everything's flowing properly and questions are being answered. And then there's the Culinary Committee, which meets Thursdays at 6 p.m. in the spot, and I'm the chair for that. And we work with Bon Appetit to make sure that everyone's getting fed properly and like making sure that the students are getting what they want. And yeah, that's what we do. And then there's Environmental Committee, which meets Mondays at 6:15 in the Senate office, and the chair for that is Trevor Van Dyke. And right now they're trying to work with Dean Ortiz to talk about the new bike rental program. So those are all the committees on campus.
We weren't kidding when we said March Madness. There are plenty of upcoming events for you poets to go to.
And this month, we have Mardi Gras hosted by the Thalian Society on Friday, March 8th, Loomies hosted by Program Board on Saturday, March 9th at the Grammy Museum in LA. We have 80s Pop by the Palmer and Orthogonian Societies on Friday, March 29th, and Animal House hosted by the Franklin Society on March 30th. And don't forget, spring break is coming up soon, starting March 18th.
That wraps it up here, poets. Thanks for tuning in. But make sure to keep up with us on our Twitter, Facebook, and our Instagram.
Well, for QCTV, I'm Tejada.
And I'm Alexandra Sanchez. Thanks for watching.